Good evening. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the fifth edition of Bricks and Barons. And I have a special guest today with us, Mr. Vinod Venkiteshwaran. Hi, Vinod.
Hi Rahul, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being a guest, Vinod. I know that you guys are extremely busy, and the schedules have been thrown haywire. What with the lockdown and the pandemic, and pretty difficult times for everybody. But thank you for making the time to actually come on the show and speak to us.
Right, thank you.
So I suppose that's the topic of the moment, right? The whole Corona situation and the lockdown itself. Quite a challenge, right? So how maybe you can give us some insights as to how it has impacted your organization's functioning and how what you are doing to mitigate those impacts, Vinod.
Right. So yeah, what it has fundamentally done is changed our timings from reaching office at 11 o'clock to reaching office at 6 o'clock. I mean that's that's fundamentally what has changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of us have moved to functioning largely between 6 and 10.
Okay.
Right. In terms of there are three primary challenges that have been thrown at us in this particular wave. In terms of operation, the largest challenge has been ensuring continuity of work. Working with our vendors to ensure that materials reach at time.
Right. Right.
Because what typically happens is if as developers we might lose time, but our subcontractors, what they really lose is money on a daily basis.
Right.
Because if they don't have material in time, their laborers will not have sufficient work, and they end up paying more for that amount of work.
Right.
So it has thrown up a challenge in terms of ensuring the supply chain of material is main, for which I think many vendors have, across, not just us, across the industry, have stood up to it, and many vendors are, opening their godowns earlier on. Many brands and manufacturers of various fixtures and fittings are actually sending it directly from their factories to sites, even though the quantities might be half truckloads, right? It might not be. So the industry has geared up for this, and have taken it up as a challenge, and people have changed their mode of operation.
Right.
In terms of course, in terms of sales, all of us are having a tough time, right? Because the health of our customers is more important, right? And so all of us and our employees, so all of us have held back. Fortunately, between August, September of last year to March of this year, most of us have seen our sales improve, which it has helped us hold through this period.
Great.
And I think, like last year, once we go through this phase, we will be able to bounce back.
Yeah.
Because most people in Bangalore have shown us that it's only a matter of hibernation. So it has become, so somebody was telling me the other day, now all of us have summer vacation as well.
On that note, Vinod, I think a lot of our viewers would definitely like to know something more about Eswar Construction. So why don't you go ahead and give them an introduction to the company, the history, and just tell us more about your firm.
Right. So Eswar Constructions was started about 20 years ago by my father, right? And before that, my grandfather was in the construction business in Bangalore. In fact, one of the first apartments in Bangalore was built by my grandfather.
Right. What's the name of
And
it? The first one that your granddad built?
that apartment was called Grassmere. It is on Osborne Road, right?
Right.
Uh, near ULSOOR Lake, right?
Right in the heart of the
And
city.
right in the area. In those days, yeah, it was on the edge because if you know at the edge of ULSOOR Lake, there is actually a pillar which says that's the exterior part of Bangalore, right?
Right.
So so yeah, it was at the edge in those days. But
Right.
yes, he did not work under a brand. He primarily built a lot of independent houses as well across Malleshwaram and across the central
Great.
part of the city.
In what year
My
was this?
father's that was in 81.
Okay. Wow. I
80.
think just about born. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we just
we
about
were,
born in those days.
yeah, we were all in diapers at that time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah, that's it started in 81.
Okay.
And as a brand, it was in 91 that we started off as a brand, right?
Okay.
And we some of our first projects is again within ULSOOR, CV Raman Nagar, again in the heart of the city.
Great.
In those days, my dad used to sell two-bedroom apartments for 3.5 lakhs and 4 lakhs in ULSOOR. So
Wow. Wow.
it's
Fantastic.
something, and still remember, he would tell us that apartments are built for people who cannot, afford homes, independent houses in those days, right? And those were the early days of HDFC, and when the home loan started, and
Yeah.
Bangalore was just booming to a city.
Mhm.
And since then, we have focused on ensuring that we build homes that are affordable. At the same time, don't feel small, right?
Right.
Because affordability has been misconstrued for smaller buildings today,
Very
right?
true.
So, for example, the last project we did called Ishwar, which you have been to,
Yeah.
right? We did 2 bedrooms at about 35 lakhs for 960 square feet.
Right.
So I think it is possible in Bangalore to do that. It requires the landlords, vendors, and the whole ecosystem coming through to make that happen. And we are seeing that in Bangalore in a big way today.
Great.
So far we've done about 21 projects, and all of them have been in this affordable segment.
Right.
We've ensured that you can buy it. You can the whole idea when we plan a project is to ensure that with a single person's earning within the family, with his EMI, the house can be bought.
Fantastic.
Right? It not force both husband and wife's earning to be taken in toto to create the
Right.
cost of
Right.
right.
The first flat being sold for 3.5 lakhs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what would be the present value of that? It would be interesting to get a sense as to what the appreciation has been, right? And
I think yeah, that's true. No, so if I know correctly, that was a 1,000 square feet flat, and somebody sold it there for 72 lakhs today.
wow.
So in 20 years, I mean,
Right.
whatever that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So I suppose that's an easily maybe 15-20% annualized return, which is
Yes.
which is fantastic. I mean, given that it's a safe asset and it was in the heart of the city, I think builders like you guys are doing a fantastic job by putting affordable real estate within reach, right? Because like you rightly said, it takes the entire ecosystem to come together and actually make this happen, wherein you're able to provide the customer a flat at a reasonable price. So that's
Yes, it does. And I think the current, even with your RERA coming in, and with the law being implemented, they are implementing it slowly but surely. With RERA coming in, with GST being there,
Yeah.
What we believe has happened over the last 5 years is the people, the good builders who are here to stay, have stuck on,
Right.
right?
Right.
And what that has done, if you see in the last 2-3 years, I mean, forget the pandemic, but if you see, just pre that, and once the correction happened after August, I'm sure you would have noticed that, prices have been appropriate,
Yeah.
right? One of the reasons is because you have the right kind of competitors who are there in the market, right? You have serious builders who are in the market,
Very
right?
true.
And the customers also has a level of confidence today,
Right.
that the land he gets to buy is a lot more safer.
Right.
It has brought in a lot of customer confidence, right? Because now they know that they can go to somebody when something's not happening. The Resident Welfare Association also has played a strong part in ensuring that the rules and regulations are followed. The quality of a house is known, of an apartment is known only after 4 or 5 years. Very easy to say the plumbing is not working, but to figure out why the plumbing is not working is a difference.